This week's best MMA bets, we're talking UFC Las Vegas, Jon versus Dvalishvili. I'm going to give you guys my most confident picks, favorite underdogs, the lock of the week. We'll talk about some prop/value bets, and then we'll finish it out with the parlays. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn those post notifications on and make sure to share the video as well. Let's first jump into the most confident pick section. So we'll bring them all up on the screen and let's talk about each of them. JJ Aldrich to win against, I think, a fairly one-dimensional Ariane Lipski. I know the line is pretty damn wide here. We're looking at minus 400 for Aldrich. I think about Lipski's ground game, and I can see Aldrich finisher. I could see sub, or I could see ground and pound stoppage. Plus 375 for the knockout, plus 650 for the sub. For value, you're looking at sub. But inside distance is the safer play. It's plus 235. Lipski is suspect on the floor and can be pounded out. I think JJ Aldrich has a big edge in the grappling. And honestly, the stand-up game of Lipski, entertaining, high action, a little bit too reckless and wild. She could even get touched by an Aldrich, but I definitely think Aldrich is going to take it to the floor. That's where she wants this fight. I'm going to pick JJ Aldrich to get the win. Yes, she's a wide favorite. I think inside distance at plus 235, one of the smarter props for this matchup. Let's keep running. Let's talk about the next one. Mario Batista. I know he's so wide against Guido Canetti, but can you really blame the lines? Mario Batista versus Guido Canetti. Canetti's how old? 43. And this is not at heavyweight. This is at 135 pounds, where realistically, past your 36, 37, it's concerning. Even at 35, some guys fizzle out. At 43, it's crazy he's still here. And I mean, he's got 2 fights in a row that he's won, granted, against Randy Costa and Chris Mutino. Neither guy's on the roster right now. Mario Batista is too much. He's a wide favorite, minus 910, but that's a real line. Knockout, plus 200. Does he get a ground and pound knockout? Does he drop him on the feet? I think he submits him. It's plus 100 for submission. I'm picking the side of Mario Batista, obviously with high confidence, as is everyone. And I think the sub prop at plus 100, maybe it's a gift here because he's a minus 910 money line. That's so wide. That's insane. But he deserves that status, or at least being wide. Like, I mean, minus 500 would be better. Minus 400. I do see Batista running over him. Picking Batista to win. High confidence. Yes, the odds are wide. Inside distance, I think sub is the play, though. Out of the 2, knockout or sub, I think you go sub, plus 100. Let's keep on running. Main event is Petr Yan, Merab Dvalishvili. Petr Yan is a most confident pick for me. I think he beats Merab in this fight. He can win it on the cards, going a hard 5 rounds, or he can get the knockout. I think either is possible. Yan, I like minus 250 money line, more so as a parlay piece. For the value, I did list off the knockout prop. I do think there's a real chance he could stop Merab Dvalishvili striking. It's plus 250 for the KO for Petr Yan. I think he's going to beat Merab and win. Money line, obviously your better option. Not the greatest line ever. It's wide, and I know Merab's on a great streak right now, whereas Yan, you could say the complete opposite. Granted, Yan is losing a controversial decision against O'Malley, and then he loses to the champion previously to that, and Aljo was able to backpack him. Merab doesn't have that length. I don't see Merab backpacking Yan. Merab's game is going to be trying to wrestle and hold him against the cage, try to take him down. I think he struggles. Kickboxing, it's all Petr Yan. So yeah, Yan is high confidence, minus 250 money line. Let's jump to the final of the most confident pick section. I think that Carl Williams is going to beat Lucas Brzeski. Pretty clean, unanimous decision. Money line for Williams is minus 200. The decision prop sitting at plus 200. It's a contender series guy versus Brzeski, who also contender series vet, 0-1 in the UFC, albeit controversial loss to Martin Buday. I don't think Brzeski's beating Carl Williams. Light heavyweights do well, upper weight class at heavyweight. Carl Williams is one of those hybrid heavyweights, and now he's matched up against a guy who is a real heavyweight, fighting only in the heavyweight class. But Brzeski is, in the 230s. He's a smaller heavyweight. He's slower like the bigger heavyweights. And even though he's going to be quicker than a Martin Buday, Carl Williams going to have the boxing speed edge and the wrestling advantage. So Carl Williams, minus 200, confident pick. I want to jump now to the favorite underdog section. Make sure you guys smash the likes if you haven't. And let's talk about some of these favorite underdogs. Jonathan Martinez is fighting against a very dangerous Said Nurmagomedov. I know the OV is normally the way I go, and I'm going wild in this one, and I'm picking Jonathan Martinez to get the win. I'm also riding with Austin Lingo to get the win. And I think he can beat Ricardo Ramos. I would say out of the two, my dog of the week, if I'm just going to give you one, I'm going to go the side of Austin Lingo to beat Ramos as the dog of the week. But I think Martinez is extremely live. I think Martinez wins a decision. I think Lingo can get the knockout. His boxing's dangerous. Ramos cracks and breaks kind of like a young Charles Oliveira. I see Lingo putting it on him. I like a knockout win for Lingo. If I'm looking to prop anything up on these sides, if one of these two dogs is forced to give a prop, I'd rather go Lingo, and I'd rather go Austin Lingo to win by KO. Right now, Austin Lingo by knockout sitting at plus 700. The money line is great too, though. I mean, you're looking at Austin Lingo at plus 300. Jonathan Martinez plus 215. Out of these two dogs, Lingo's the dog of the week, but I also like Jonathan Martinez's chances, but I'll acknowledge I think it's a harder fight. Said Nurmagomedov doesn't break. He also has a big win over Ricardo Ramos, interestingly enough. You know, doesn't really matter in these matchups here, but Sadyukov stopped him in the first round. We've seen Ramos lose to Zabira Tuhugov, who got cut from the UFC after an absolutely horrible fight. Granted, I think he should have won that fight against Brenner. Still a horrible fight. Ramos is not that great, and to see Ramos at minus 350 makes no sense to me. Nurmagomedov as a favorite over Jonathan Martinez, I understand on that side of things. But this one here is a competitive fight. Lingo's 9-1 with power and can box. I think he's going to stop Ramos. So Austin Lingo's the dog of the week. I also like Jonathan Martinez for Martinez. If you had to pick a prop, and this is you're forced into it, you want a fighter prop between the two, I'll read it off. I think Martinez to win decision is what I'm going to call official method of victory, plus 380. Money line's better. On the opposite side, Lingo, I like the money line, obviously, but the knockout prop at big plus money is very playable. Austin Lingo, Jonathan Martinez, my two favorite underdogs that now lead us to the lock of the week.
Alexander King Kong!
Alexander Romanov, I think he's taken out Alexander Volkov. The battle of the Alexanders, one comes out on top. There can only be one great, and I think it's the side of Romanov. I see his grappling as a huge advantage in this fight. If he gets on top, it is going to be trouble for Volkov, and we know that Romanov can take him down. I understand. The last fight for Romanov was against Marcin Tybura, and it was a draw, really, but he lost the decision. And, you know, Tybura lost to Volkov. So you look at, you know, MMA math, but styles make the fights. Romanov has dangerous wrestling, is a beast with his takedowns. He was throwing Tybura around, who's a grappler. I think that Volkov's taken down and submitted here. He was taken down and submitted by Tom Aspinall. Same can happen here. Romanov minus 150, the favorite, plus 275, the sub prop. I'm saying Romanov gets a sub. I'm thinking it's in the first or second round. I could see first round sub. I like Romanov's money line. He's the lock of the week. I like Romanov by sub. I think both are tremendous plays, and I think it's pretty likely that they come through. If you look at Romanov to win by submission in round number 1, I'm going to read that line off here. It is sitting at plus 575. That's a wide-ass line. I like plus 275 straight sub better, but I see Romanov getting the win. I'm riding with the side of Alexander Romanov to beat Alexander Volkov. I think he's getting the submission, and minus 150, very playable to me. Let's jump to the next section. It is the props/value bets. Let's talk about this one. It's Vitor Petrino. I think he's knocking out Turkalj. Petrino's minus 110 money line. That's a great value, straight line, money line bet. Straight down the center. Knockout is plus 175. I think he's getting a KO. I like the prop of Petrino by knockout. I like the money line at minus 110. He's got a huge power advantage over Turkalj, and I think he's putting him out. Petrino can fucking hit. I like Petrino's chances to beat Turkalj. I don't see Turkalj holding him down, holding him against the cage for all 3 rounds. I think Petrino finds the kill shot and knocks him out. We're going with Petrino as the value bet and the knockout prop as very playable. I want to jump to the parlay section. You know, the fan favorites. You guys love the fucking parlays, and so do I. So let's jump right to it. Let's parlay it up. Let's talk some parlays. Okay. All right. Parlay time. I want to give you guys a valuable parlay that is high likelihood. So I'm going to do the most confident picks all lined up. And I know they're big favorites. I understand. There's some big favorites there. Mario Bautista. Let me find the best line I can get for him. Minus 950. Mario Bautista. Okay, who else do we got here? Carl Williams. He's at minus 210. Best value here. Minus 158. Let's keep running. Let's add more to the slate. Let's add in the side of Petr Yan in the main event. And JJ Aldrich. Where's my girl at? JJ Aldrich. Plus 189. So almost plus 190. Nearly 2-1 for 4 fighters that I really see with high likelihood getting wins. Now, if you want to leave the Carl Williams side out, you're like, listen, I don't think he's getting it done. I don't want to touch the main event, Petr Yan. Mario Bautista, JJ Aldrich is minus 250. You're not just playing that. Petrino is somebody you add in, and now you're at plus 170. This is another one that's very playable. And if you're with me on dog money, you're thinking, listen, Lingo does have the shot. I see exactly what you're saying. You're getting plus 458 for that. I like this play a ton. I think there's a huge chance that this one comes through. I love the likelihood, actually. If you add in more, you added in Petrino, you wanted the valuable play, plus 990, Batista, Aldrich, Lingo, Petrino. I think this is like a good wider one. I want to add to this to create that Mystic Mac play, plus 1,400. This is getting big now. I'm going to add in the lock of the week as well. Plus 2,451. It's Mario Bautista, JJ Aldrich, Austin Lingo, Vitor Petrino, Petr Yan, Alexander Romanov. This right here, to me, is a sensible lottery ticket play that could come through. I'm going to keep adding, though. I want to bring more heat to it. I want to give you guys some magic right here. I think Dumas got a good chance of winning as well. Plus 3,830. This is a wild-ass one, man. We're going fucking bananas with this shit. We got a dog in there. We got a close money play. We got the lock of the week. And then we got most confident picks. Plus Dumas, who I didn't include in the most confident pick section. But I really do think he beats Josh Froome. I think he finishes him. Plus 3,830. That's a wild man parlay. But be cautious with your bets. Obviously, be cautious with your parlays. Keep things on the safer side. 2-3 fighters max is better for your most optimal success rate. People, I hope you enjoyed another episode of this week's Best MMA Bets. Make sure you tune into the Fight Companion. I will be live for the entire UFC Las Vegas fight card. It's on Saturday. It's at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure to tune into that. Run the likes up here. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Thank you all for tuning in. Definitely let me know what your lock of the week is. I came off a huge one last week. Jon Jones hit for me. Jon Jones' lock of the week was the lock of the century. That was one of the greatest locks of all time. Doing pretty solid this year, too, because a couple weeks before that, Aaron Blanchfield hit. So let's keep running it with this week's lock. I think Romanov's in a cash. Let me know, though, what you guys are thinking for your lock of the week. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning into the show, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace, everyone.